No. What I'm asking about is this is what I mean. Like, I feel like conversations could be so
I
much.
just asked a clarifying question.
My bad, bro.
Let me break this down real quick. Let me break this down.
Hold on. What I'm trying to say is these conversations will go much faster.
Your way of phrasing that question is very similar to me saying, well, do you agree that having sex with people is bad thing? And in the context,
and I would say no, it's not inherently bad.
Yes, we are. We're disagreeing.
If you ask me,
I'm making a comparison, Hatim. We disagree with adults having intercourse with young, under 18 individuals, but you're trying to phrase in the fact that we're trying to argue is having intercourse generally a bad thing.
Okay,
no,
bro.
generally it's not a bad thing. But in this specific context that you're trying to remove,
oh my God,
it is a fucking bad thing. Just as much as we're talking about proportionality.
I didn't remove the context. I bet you trillions.
Yes, you did.
Okay, bro. I bet you trillions of dollars that I didn't remove the context. Let me tell you why.
You did remove the context because we're not arguing about military versus military proportionality. We're arguing about the proportionality of a military action on the civilian aspect.
You brought up Mission Impossible.
You're intentionally not trying to understand me. Let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why. Can I tell you why? Fucking question, and I don't agree with your premise of the question because you're trying to remove the context.
Misunderstand me?
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Yeah. So what I had said.
I think I finally have to end this.
All right, bro. I'm trying to say something.
And I just ended it.
Thank you. Holy fuck. If we just get rid of the context, then it's okay.
Look, I'm not reading the context. I'm trying to go step at a step. Right here, right now, understands me because he does this all the time. A lot of us do this all the time. We go step by step, and then we establish the foundational step. You got to build a foundation before you build the next step. It's not drama. Listen, what I'm trying to say is something very simple. I'm trying to say something very simple, and you guys are so emotionally invested that you guys are not really seeing. You're seeing you're not seeing the forest for the trees, right? So what I'm trying to say is, at the very least, it's not inherently wrong. So we can't.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
God.
So hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's address the fact that I'm a meta-ethical anti-realist. Okay. Let's start it. You want to start at the foundation? Let's start at the foundation. Why don't you this is all fucking irrelevant. It's irrelevant to the context of the conversation. Who the fuck cares whether it's inherently wrong simpliciter? Right? That's not the context of the conversation.
Can I give you why?
The whole conversation has centered on specific context. So why are you bringing up irrelevant shit? Why don't you just talk about all of your meta-ethical and fucking worldview?
I can explain why.
Who the fuck cares?
I can explain why.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
Okay, so I can explain why.
I don't care. I don't care that you could explain why. I grant that you could explain why. What I'm saying is that it's irrelevant to the context of the conversation.
I can explain why it's relevant. I can explain why it's relevant.
Yeah, explain why your view on inherent badness on a particular action removed of context is relevant to a conversation that is very contextual.
Yeah,
go ahead, explain it.
So if somebody gave the explanation that X action is wrong because it's disproportionate, I want to know.
Yeah, that's context.
Bad,
isn't it context?
My bad, bro.
Are they saying that X action is wrong simpliciter?
My bad,
is that what they're saying?
My bad, bro.
Answer the question and stay fucking linear. Is that what they're saying?
Answering the question.
Answer the question. Don't dodge. We have a rule. We have a rule on this panel that if you dodge 3 times, you get kicked off.
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
We have a rule on this panel that if you dodge 3 times, you get kicked off.
I'm in the middle of answering. My bad.
So don't dodge. Don't dodge. Answer the question.
I'm answering directly. Remember.
No, you're not. You're not. Answer the question. What was my question?
I'm answering the question.
Restate my question.
I'm answering the question.
Restate it. Restate my question.
Yeah, you asked me to explain why that it would be relevant that somebody would say
wrong. That's the wrong. You're already starting off wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong.
Cool. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that this shows that you're not paying attention. How about you fucking track?
Okay.
The question was, are people talking about this being wrong simpliciter? Are they talking about it being wrong inherently absent of context? Is that what they're talking about?
I'm asking to see if they are talking about that. I wouldn't know.
The question is dodge number 2. That's dodge number 2.
I wouldn't know. I don't
Dodge
know.
number
I
3,
don't
you
know.
get kicked
I don't
off the
know.
panel.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Now you don't know.
Yes,
now
no,
all of a
I don't
sudden,
know. So I
you don't know, right? Now all of a
Yeah.
sudden, you have to explain something because your foundation for explaining your view on why something is bad simpliciter was very important, but now you don't know.
No, see, that's a straw man, right? And the straw man is
No, that isn't a straw man.
okay. So I can't explain.
Right? That
why
isn't a
it's
straw man.
Are you gonna let me explain why it's a straw man?
Okay, so now explain. Were people talking about this action simpliciter or out of context? This is the last chance, or you're getting thrown off the panel.
Simpliciter or out of context?
Yeah, were they talking about it simpliciter or were they talking about it in context?
I was trying to figure out if they were.
Wait, that's dodge number 3.
Wait.
I'm sorry, buddy. You're not engaging in the conversation. I'm sorry. Next time you want to engage in a conversation, come up.
It's literally like me asking Jim, is sex wrong, simpliciter? And you say no. And then I'll be like, oh, so you think child
no, that's not what
is good.
But I haven't done that. I haven't done that.
It's fucking equatable.
I haven't done that.
It's fucking equatable, Hatim. That's what
no,
you
but
don't
I haven't
get.
done the equator. I haven't done the equatable thing. I haven't done that. Can you
yes,
say?
You are. You're
wait, no, you're lying. You're lying. Bet 1,000. I bet 1,000 right now that I did it. That I did that.
Yes,
bet
you
1,000
are,
right
Hatim.
Bet 1,000 right now that I did that. Then, if you're so confident that's what I did,
we'll
review this pod and I'll happily take your money.
Wrong.
Bet 1,000 then. You're
That's
so
exactly
right?
what you said, Hatim.
Are you confident? I'll give you $1,000 if I'm wrong.
Dude,
I'll give you $1,000 if I'm wrong. Bet 1,000.
Proportionally wrong.
Bet 1,000. You think that's what I did, right?
What are we betting?
What's going on here, bro?
You think this is what I did, right? Do you think that's what I did, right?
E.g.
What's going on? I don't know what the hell's going on.
Do you think that's what I did, right? If you think that's what I did.
Who's taking the affirmative? Who's taking the negation? What's
Bet $1,000 that I did what you said.
Repeat what you asked me for everybody to hear, Hatim.
Look, wait. Are you now not confident that's what I did?
No, I am confident what you did.
So bet 1,000.
People to verify.
We have 40 people watching. We have 40. Wait, why wouldn't you want to bet 1,000?
Gaslight me.
Why wouldn't you want to bet 1,000? I'm not gaslighting you. We have video evidence. We have video evidence. No, I'm not. No. I want to know why you wouldn't want free money. I want to know why you wouldn't want free money.
Necessarily wrong.
I want to know why you
proportionality. Simpliciter.
I'm asking you, why don't you want free money?
Bro, I don't give a fuck about the money.
Okay, $10. We do a low bet.
Question is
okay.
Proportionality.
We can take money out of it.
Simpliciter.
We can take money out of it.
The fucking
we can take money out of it. We can take money out of it. Now, will you? Shut up. Zach, will you issue an apology live if that's not what I did? Yes.
Apology for what?
If what you said isn't what I did.
What
Hatim, hold on.
Yes or no?
What did you not do?
Hatim,
yes
I need
or
to know.
no, bro?
I need to know, bro. I need to know. Are you
supporting?
Are you supporting the genocide, or are you just arguing about proportionality?
I'm not doing either, bro.
What's your position? I'm confused.
Okay, look. This has been the context. This has been the context of the conversation in probably the past 45 minutes or something, right? I think they were talking about how it's unjustified the acts that Israel is doing in terms of bombing Palestine because there's a disproportionate amount of casualty in terms of civilians that are non-military.
Yeah.
And so Hatim is making the point that look, I don't think that disproportionate death in and of itself is going to be bad, right? For example, if you have five a group of 50 military people against a group of 5,000 military people, and the 5,000 only unalive 10, but the 50 unalive all 5,000, right? That there's nothing disproportionately wrong. The disproportionate death is not going to be wrong, right? Okay, granted, that's fine. Then he's moving on to say, but now when it comes to the context of the conversation, so he's bloviating over something that's tangential. Right?
Wrong already.
Well, it's wrong. Okay, so that wasn't the exact example that you gave.
No. I'm talking about I said right after you gave perfect 1-to-1 in ratio, and then the next thing you said was
okay.
wrong.
Perfect.
So here's what I'm
Right.
trying
And
to do.
the next thing you were
Here's
going
what I'm
on to
trying
talk
do. Please,
about
please.
the
I wanna clarify for you.
disproportionality of.
Oh my
Okay, go for
god.
it.
Yeah, I'm trying to clarify for you, for everyone. I was establishing because I want to cut to the chase, right, EG? If they do think it's simplistic or wrong, then there's nothing to talk about. But if they don't, then the next question, the follow-up question, right? The follow-up question to that, EG, is okay. So disproportionality coupled with what makes it wrong? And that's what I was trying to get at. But I cannot. It's hard to even get there because they all blow up before I even try to get there.
Isn't it just a disproportionate amount of deaths? Isn't that the only context you need?
Look, disproportionate amount of deaths coupled with what is what makes these things wrong? What is it?
The fact that
Like,
those people are
so. Again,
innocent.
let's go back to the
situation
The
context.
majority
Let's
of
go
the
back
deaths
to
are
the
fucking
context.
children,
Hold on.
bro.
I'm
They're
sorry.
not
Let's go back to the
justifying killing
context.
children. I mean,
Let's
how's
go
that hard
back to the
understand?
context that Jack was talking. Hold on a second. Let's go back to the context that Jack was talking about when he was outlining how, like, the United Nations, in terms of war crimes, is defining something like the Holocaust of a nation,
Yeah, but that's
right?
a
Or how,
legal thing, right? And I'm
they're
saying I don't have to take the legal definition.
right. Yeah, and you granted all that. You granted that. So
Yeah, I
you granted all that, though, right? You granted
I
that that's what it
granted
says.
that that's what.
So,
the
like,
law
now
says.
we're giving context. We're giving context, right?
Yeah,
Perfect.
according. Okay,
Okay,
if
perfect.
all
You
you're
granted
saying is
that's what the law
according
said.
to that
So
law,
that's
it's
the
wrong.
context, right?
Wait, if
Okay,
all you're
pay
saying that
attention.
it's
Pay
wrong
attention.
according
Pay
to that
attention. I'm
law.
in the middle. I'm in the middle of talking.
Wait, Jim,
I'm
I
in the middle
agree
of
with you.
talking. I'm in the
I
middle
agree
of
with you.
talking. Thank you. Sorry.
I agree with you, Jim.
Sorry. Okay. So now you're asking. Great. Perfect. You're asking coupled with what? So in the context of the conversation, the disproportionate amount of death coupled with how the United Nations is viewing war crimes, right? And particularly the actions that are taking place within Palestine in terms of unaliving a disproportionate amount of civilians, that's what's coupling it to make it wrong.
Yes,
It's very simple.
I don't deny that, Jim. I've never
innocent
denied that in my
children.
life.
I mean, that's the
So then what the fuck are you arguing that you
What are
want to
you
know
arguing about,
coupled
then?
with what? And,
Wait.
and why are you arguing, why are we
Look.
saying that it's wrong? Like,
Look.
are you missing the context
my
of the
God.
conversation?
Okay, so you want to answer, right? The answer to that question is, look, if all you guys are just saying that you derive your morals from the United Nations laws and you take what the
That's not what we're saying.
my bad, bro.
What the fuck? It's the
EG,
context.
that's look, the context of the conversation where it is right now is look, I grant that according to the United Nations, what's going on is wrong, right? I grant that.
The team. I need to
Oh
know.
my
Do
God,
you think
bro.
it's wrong what's going on in Palestine?
Are you
I need
okay,
to
bro?
know.
Are you okay? Are
No,
you
I just
incapable
need
of
to know if
listening?
you're taking the affirmative or the
Are you-
negation.
There is neither, bro. You don't have to take one or the other. You can
So
say
you deny to say that it's wrong that a bunch of
Are you
children are getting
stupid?
murdered? Why?
wait, schmurdered by definition is wrong, dumbass.
Yes, because it's unjustified. It's
Yeah, so why would I deny
no
that,
children
you
should get
idiot?
murdered.
Are you stupid?
Yeah, just answer
No.
the question.
Wait. He said affirmative or negation. I thought he
Yes,
was
is
talking
it
about-
either
I thought-
wrong or is it okay?
Is the murder of children wrong? Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You think that was relevant to where we are at in the
Yes,
dialect?
because Israel's killing a bunch of children for no reason, bro. So yes, it's murder.
Wait. Now you're making a different claim.
Yeah, this is annoying. This is annoying.
You know what I think you know what the biggest problem was?
Hold on, bro. I was trying to respond to Jim respectfully. Hold on, please.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The biggest problem was.
Hold on, bro. Please. I was trying to respond to Jim. Please.
Okay, go ahead.
Why am I mute? Look, you guys interrupting me. DG is a fucking dumbass interrupting me.
Bro, you
Disrupting my fucking flow of thought, bro. I don't to ask me, do you think murder of children wrong? What the fuck kind of question is that?
Because I'm confused here. What are you arguing about?
You know what would stop you being confused? Listening.
Yeah, but you're arguing about nonsense. You're arguing
It's
about
not
nonsense.
an ad hom. It's an insult. No, anyways,
Yo, you're arguing about nothing.
I'm not ad homing. It's an insult. It's an insult. That's an insult, not an ad hom. It's an insult, not an ad hom. That's an insult, not an ad hom. Sorry. Yes. I agree. Well, I don't think you meant insult. I'm saying that it's not an ad hom. I agree that you don't think either. I don't think. I'm not ad homing. I'm insulting. I won't ad hom. I'll just insult.
Say what you're gonna say.
I appreciate that. I acknowledge that. I grant that. Thank you. Now, Jim, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that according to the international law, that obviously, if by breaking a law it means that it's wrong, that an action is wrong, then obviously, trivially, that what's going on according to the international law, what Israel's doing is wrong. There's also things that Hamas is doing that's wrong according to the international law, but more so than the international law, I'm trying to gauge what people here take to be wrong. Because just because something is breaking the law, it doesn't mean that everyone here would agree that it's wrong. No, it's not. So do you understand what I was trying to do now, Jim?
Yeah. So, like, do you maybe agree that there are different senses of the word wrong? And so, in one sense, people could say something is wrong insofar as it violates some law that is given. And then in another sense, somebody could say it's wrong based on some like meta-ethical or normative framework.
I was trying to figure out the normative from my view. So, if like
yeah, it's fine, but then that's equivocating. That's equivocating on the senses that people think.
Well, I was trying to figure it out.
What thing is wrong, right? Well, why are you asking their normative position in order to understand what is wrong when they're bringing up law and kind of appealing to law and saying that because of this it's wrong, right? So now when you're asking, well, what is your normativity in terms of understanding wrong, you're clearly kind of like missing the point, or maybe just equivocating on the notion of wrong that people are trying to.
If it was an equivocation,
express.
He's just trying to be a debate, bro. That's all he's doing.
I'm not trying to be a debate, bro. Look,
yes, you are.
Okay, you think so? Look, if there's an equivocation going on, right?
Yes, he is.
Oh my god, bro. You guys don't like understanding, bro. I hate
You
this.
sound like a Zionist apologizer too, Hatim. What's that all about?
I hate this about this type of conversation because I'm really literally trying to understand.
Then leave the fucking panel then.
Get this nigga out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not. Look, I'm literally trying to understand. I'm trying my best to understand. Right?
Okay.
We're crashing out.
Now, you know what? I think the biggest problem that happened was we had the weakest world
Don't
leader.
kill me, motherfucker, and don't say the N word. You can't say that. You're not black.
What?
Wait, what?
That wasn't.
He said the N word. He said the N word.
Yeah,
and
that
you
wasn't
kicked me.
directed to you. That was.
I said the
to-
weakest. I said we
So
had.
is he just
No,
being,
no, not you, not you.
is Hatim just being pedantic and wanting to argue about?
he was talking
He said the N word. You're not black, bro. Don't say the N word. Don't say that shit again.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about, dummy.
You talking about
You just called me the N word. You just called me the N word. Don't say that again, bro.
Nigga, I am black. The fuck are you talking about?
No, you're not. Don't say that shit, bro.
What do you think black is?
All right, bro. I'm fucking done with you. Yes, he is. He's not black. He's fucking Arabic. Don't fucking say the N word, bro.
Yes, I can, bro. Who are you to tell me I can't do that? Shut the fuck up.
A black person? That's who I am.
Okay, I'm a black person too. Then you can't say it then.
Shut the fuck up. You think just because you're from Morocco, Africa, you're black? That's what you think?
Who keeps dropping me? Can someone tell me who keeps dropping me?
It's SCP. He's a mod. You don't know that?
Why are you dropping me, bro?
Is it be using racial slurs?
I'm not using a racial slur, bro.
You're not black, though, so don't say the N word.
You don't know what I am, bro. Shut the fuck up.
I've literally seen your profile. What the fuck?
Okay, and what do you see?
I see an Arabic person. You're not fucking black. You don't have the black phenotypes.
What do you think? Wait. You understand that North Africans are Amazigan, not Arab. They're Arab in culture.
It's not black. Shut the fuck
He
up.
might
It's
be
not
black.
black.
SCP. He might be black.
Bro.
I gotta be fair to Hatim. He probably is black, bro. A lot of Moroccans are black.
He's not black. You know what race is based on phenotype, right?
Yeah, but the phenotype, he could be like, look, it's gonna be a mix, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
Afro
mix,
Latino, but I don't look like I'm fucking like 4C hair and shit. Like, but I'm still like a quarter, like
Amazigans are amalgamation of
40% black. Like,
Asians and
it's just gonna be that way,
Sub-Saharan,
bro. Yeah, that's besides the point, though. Hatim, are you asking us how our normative framework's gonna make like the genocide in in Gaza and justified, and that's what you want to argue about?
No.
No, then what are you arguing about?
What I'm just look. I'm trying to figure out when I said wrong, right? When talking about equivocation, right? The first sense of the term wrong, I was literally all ever since I've been using the term wrong. It's just I didn't change the definition. I've always been using the same sense of the term wrong, right? So an equivocation may be there in the sense that multiple people in a conversation, but it wasn't clear to me that people were. Jim, was it clear to you that people were? Because they could appeal to the legal.
I can't hear. There's a lot of background noise. I don't know if you're talking to me.
Wins.
Yo, SCP, if you can mute up, bro. Thanks. What was that?
My fault.
So Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jim, when it comes to when people were appealing to the law, it could be the case that the law just happens to align with their normative ethics. So it wasn't clear to me that even if they were appealing to the law, that they were saying something like, because it's legal, therefore, because it's illegal, therefore wrong. And maybe there may be just citing the law as a source that, look, it aligns with my normative ethics, right? So I was trying to figure out if that's the case. And then I think we did reach a bottom of the conversation with at least Jack, because I was explaining to him something. I was saying something like, "Oh, it just seems like there's a like that's an irreducible fact of the matter, whether or not something is justified or not, because of the proportionality." And then I wanted to know what else in combination with the proportionality would it make it unjustified.
Well, I mean, it's Hatim, are you? What are you?
Get closer to your mic, bro. Sorry, get closer to your mic.
Yeah, but what are you, Hatim? Are you a contractualist, a constructivist? Like what? Like
I don't know what those terms mean.
Well, like, what's your framework? What's your normative framework?
I'm a particularist.
Oh my lord. Okay. So, do you agree that this is unjustified or justified beforehand? I'll give you my account.
What is the this referring to?
It's what?
What is the this referring to?
Is it justified?
What is the this that you're referring to? What is it?
The Shmenacide in Gaza.
Well, it depends what you mean by Shmenacide.
Oh, the forceful removing that's been going on for like the last 100 years, like displacements, the innocent people getting murdered, the absolute, like, atrocities going on there. If they're justified in some way.
You're saying that, like, what are you saying? Oh, that's a good one.
I'm asking you if it's justified. It's easy. Like, you can just say yes or no, and then give me your account as to why yes or no. Like, you're a particularist.
Do I think the way you describe Shmenacide is justified? No, I don't think it's justified.
So, is what's going on in Gaza justified? Stop like tickling around the fucking question.
I'm not tickling. I'm saying no to your answer. Directly no.
Is what's going on in Gaza justified? There, I'll remove the predicate.
What?
I'll just say what's going on in Gaza, is it justified to you?
It's a moral gray area. So
it's morally gray. It's morally gray, bro. This is fucking lame.
There's a combination. There's a combination of justified and unjustified acts. Yeah.
That's not particular. It's just they're gonna.
I'm not sure that's what. I'm not sure.
Yo, fuck you. Fuck you. No, but they are particular about every situation. That they can just weasel out. He's just gonna say some random shit.
I'm agnostic on that.
Oh my god.
Yes, that's why I said it's a moral gray area. Woo! I don't even know. Yes, that's what it means. Yes, it could be the opposite too. No, it's not an odds. It's a permissibility. That's not odds. It's not a necessary odds. It's at the very least permissible, not odds. Is a permissibility action guiding? I'm asking if it is. I'm asking if permissibility. Okay, then no, it's not action guiding then. I think you could, but there's also a situation where there's yes, obviously I'm saying yes, but there's also a situation where that wouldn't apply, such as permissibility.
I don't get how like you're arguing about like the whole particularist view is the fact that it derives the notion of an action being good or bad specifically based on the context of the on the action, right? Context is what's necessary in order to
Yeah, but
figure out
I'm
what something is
critiquing
right or
the
wrong,
other person's
right?
view, not my own, right?
Yeah, that's fine though, but like
Yeah, which is
right now when being asked in terms of whether you think it's right or wrong, right?
yeah, I'm
Understanding
agnostic.
the context, I don't know how like that. Okay, so
I told you I was
agnostic, so why
agnostic
are we
about it,
talking
Jim.
about this?
Wait. I'm asking if they have the principle because they might have the principle, right? That look, for example, right? Schmurder is wrong, right? By principle, right? And then people, or rather,
yeah, but that's
or rather, I'm
I mean,
sorry,
like
sorry,
that's
I mistake.
when
I
you
misspoke.
invoke
I misspoke.
principles.
I misspoke.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry. Rather, some people may say that having schmecks with minors, right, is on principle wrong, right? They say that, right? People have that
Again,
view.
like well, that depends if
What's
they're
the
a
point of this
deontologist,
conversation,
right?
bro?
So schmecks with
Look,
I don't
minors
know
is
what
considered
we're
wrong.
even
if
arguing
they're a
about no more.
deontologist, no,
I
like
don't
if
either.
they're a deontologist, they're gonna evoke this notion of principles, but that principles are not also devoid of context because if you say,
I
look,
don't. I agree.
having schmecks with children is wrong always. But yeah, well, what about the case that it's a 15 and a 14-year-old? You know, he's having sex with a child. Is that wrong?
Then they probably they will.
Oh, so
My
context is
bad, bro.
important.
You got it, bro.
Oh,
Wait, Jim. They would just then have to revise and say, you know what? I guess it's not always wrong, right? Or they bite the bullet or they bite the bullet, Jim, and say yes, even with the 15-14 is wrong, right? Because I've had people say both.
This is silly, bro. I
What's
don't even know.
silly?
What's
Team,
the
why are
point of
you
this
being a
conversation?
Zionist apologist right
Yeah,
now?
like
I'm
no,
not a
I don't
Zionist
think he's just
apologist.
saying he's agnostic. It's whatever. Let's just move on. There's no point in the conversation.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think we've
Yeah, that's what he's being right now.
this
ZA
horse.
Azar.
We've probably beat this horse more than the shroud at this point. It's like
Even
let's just fucking move on.
I
He's
like that
smoking
one.
literally.
The
He's being a
Zaza.
Zionist apologist right now. It's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, what a reductionist you are. You're insane.
That's literally what you're doing.
Yeah, you're a reductionist. It's an insult.
But look, Hatim, I put this in the comments before too, right? Like, look, I get that in some sense, like having a conversation in terms of normativity and then in applied normativity to specific cases might be important. But that's kind of like, you know, like if somebody was talking about a recent, you know, high profile P3DO case, right? And we're talking about like, wow, like this is wrong or something, right? And then somebody comes into the context of the conversation. It's like, all right, well, how do we define what a child is? You know, what is an adult?
it's
Like,
gonna seem really
yeah,
I
weird.
mean, I gave this. I agree with
it's
you,
gonna be
Jim.
like out of context, right? Like,
I agree with you, Jim. This
Hey,
is why
team, do you know what a Zionist is?
I actually love you. Some people have different definitions. Some Zionists, some terms say that a Zionist is anybody that believes that Jews have the right to their own nation state. So, what do you think it is?
What?
Yeah, what did I say? What did you not understand?
Yeah, bro. An Israeli is gonna Hatim. The only people. Hold on.
What? What do you? What did
Hatim,
I
the
say?
only people who are gonna
sorry?
hold to that definition of Zionism are Zionists themselves, bro.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
only time they ever say
I'm
that
literally
shit.
asking, where is it? What is a Zionist?
They ever
I'm
say that
literally
shit.
asking, where is it?
Hatim, ask me.
Well, I don't know why you're asking me. I asked you the question. What's your definition?
I just gave one, dumbass. Are you stupid?
Your definition, not a definition, dumbass. What's your definition?
I don't have a definition that I personally use.
Okay, because you don't know what it is.